High up in the sky, there was a little cloud named Cleo. Cleo was small, fluffy, and as white as a marshmallow. Every day, she floated quietly in the big blue sky, watching the sun shine brightly and the stars sparkle at night. "I wish I could shine like the sun and stars," Cleo said with a sigh. "All I do is float and rain. That's so boring." The older clouds chuckled. "We all have a purpose, Cleo," they said. "One day, you'll see how special you are." But Cleo didn't believe them. She wanted to be noticed. She wanted to shine. One morning, Cleo saw the sun rising, painting the sky with golden and pink colors. "That's it," Cleo said. "If I get close to the sun, maybe I can borrow its light and shine, too." Without thinking twice, Cleo puffed herself up as big as she could and floated higher and higher toward the sun. The other clouds called after her, "Cleo, be careful. The sun is very hot." But Cleo didn't listen. As she got closer to the sun, she started to feel very warm. At first, it felt nice, like a cozy blanket. But then, it got hotter and hotter. "Oh no!" Cleo gasped. "I'm starting to shrink." Cleo realized she was turning into water vapor. The heat was making her disappear. She quickly floated back down, smaller and sadder than before. Just as Cleo was feeling sorry for herself, the sky began to change. Dark gray clouds rolled in, and a strong wind began to blow. A big storm was coming. The plants and animals below looked worried. The flowers drooped, the rivers ran low, and the people carried buckets of water to their thirsty crops. "What's wrong?" Cleo asked a wise old cloud nearby. "The land needs rain, Cleo," said the old cloud. "Without rain, the plants can't grow, and the animals and people won't have enough to drink." Cleo's eyes widened. "I can help. I may not shine, but I can rain." Cleo gathered all her strength. She puffed herself up as much as she could, collecting water from the sky. Then, with a loud rumble of thunder, she let the rain pour down. The dry earth drank the water happily. The flowers perked up, the rivers filled, and the people laughed and danced in the rain. "Hooray for the rain," they cheered. Cleo felt a warm glow inside her heart. She wasn't shining like the sun or stars, but she was doing something even more important, helping others. When the storm was over, a beautiful rainbow stretched across the sky. The older clouds floated over to Cleo. "See, Cleo? You don't need to shine to be special. You have your own way of making the world a better place." Cleo smiled as she floated peacefully in the sky. She finally understood that being herself was enough. That night, as the stars twinkled above, Cleo drifted off to sleep, proud of the difference she had made. The morning after her big rainstorm, Cleo woke up feeling light and happy. She drifted across the sky, gazing down at the colorful world below. The flowers she had watered the day before were now in full bloom, bees buzzed busily, and streams sparkled in the sunlight. But as Cleo floated along, she noticed a group of smaller clouds nearby. They looked thin and wispy, almost invisible against the bright sky. They huddled together, looking unsure of where to go. "Why are they so quiet?" Cleo wondered. Cleo puffed herself up to get their attention and drifted closer. "Hello there," she called. The little clouds looked up nervously. "We're just small clouds," one of them said softly. "We don't know what to do or where we belong. We're not as big or important as you." Cleo smiled kindly. "I used to feel just like that," she said. "But being small doesn't mean you can't make a difference. Even a little cloud can help bring shade on a hot day or make tiny raindrops that help flowers grow." The little clouds looked at her with wide, hopeful eyes. Cleo showed them how to gather water from the air, how to move together in the breeze, and how to let their rain fall gently over the dry patches of land below. By the time the sun began to set, the little clouds had helped water a garden, fill a small pond, and cool the air for animals resting in the shade. They beamed with pride as they floated beside Cleo. "Thank you for helping us," they said. Cleo felt a warm glow inside. She had learned a new lesson. Helping others find their way can be just as rewarding as finding your own. As the seasons changed, Cleo grew older and wiser. She spent her days bringing rain where it was needed, shading the earth on hot afternoons, and helping smaller clouds find their purpose. One day, as Cleo floated high above a bustling town, she noticed something unusual. The streets were filled with people rushing around, fanning themselves with their hands. The sun was blazing, and there wasn't a single other cloud in the sky. Cleo heard the people below murmuring, "It's so hot. If only we had some rain or shade." She looked around and realized that she was the only cloud in the sky. "This is my moment to help," she thought. Cleo puffed herself up as big as she could and spread out wide, casting a cool shadow over the town. The people cheered as the air grew cooler. But then Cleo noticed something even more urgent. The fields around the town were dry and cracked, and the crops were wilting under the blazing sun. "If it doesn't rain soon, the farmers will lose their food," she thought. Cleo closed her eyes and concentrated. She gathered every bit of water she could from the air and formed the biggest raindrops she'd ever made. With a loud boom of thunder, she let the rain pour down. The people danced and cheered in the rain, and the fields drank up the water greedily. Soon, the crops stood tall and green again, and the town was full of life and laughter. But Cleo had used up so much of her energy that she became smaller and smaller, almost invisible. She felt weak and worried. "What if I disappear forever?" she thought. Suddenly, a group of clouds drifted over to her. They were the little clouds she had helped months ago, now big and strong. "Don't worry, Cleo," they said. "You've always helped us, and now it's our turn to help you." The clouds huddled around Cleo, sharing their water with her until she grew big and fluffy again. Cleo realized something important that day. When you give kindness to others, it always finds a way to come back to you. That evening, as the rain stopped and the sun peeked out from behind the clouds, a magnificent rainbow stretched across the sky. Cleo floated beneath it, surrounded by her cloud friends, feeling more loved and appreciated than ever before. She didn't need to shine like the sun or the stars. She had found something even better, a life filled with purpose, kindness, and friendship.